getting crowded out, needs support.
Buriram players just not joining in quick enough or in good enough numbers. They look very tired now, Buriram. Very leggy indeed. Right, Shandong. Oh.
Referee pulls it back. Otherwise, that was a dangerous counter-attack for Shandong.
Oh, there was an opening. There was a little mini opening for... Was it handball? Yeah, it's a clear handball. There's a mini opening. I was sorry for Buriram. Just highlighted the point that the Buriram in the final third just nowhere near dynamic enough, not positive enough. Seem a little bit tired, a little bit leggy.
They should get a corner after that.
Certainly not very economical with their attacks at the moment. Buriram.
Well, Menendez Garcia, the coach of Buriram, had said he was very impressed with Shandong's defence.
Now, they have been defending rather stoutly in this game, I have to say, not affording Buriram much space at all.
Again, it's a loose ball. They'll just about clear their lines. Now, counter-attack here. Montiel tries to release. Rather, Santos releasing Montiel. For a corner at the other end. Well, this is actually great now, isn't it? Because it's totally stretched, this match.
It's great for the it's great for the neutral, it really is. The midfield's gone missing from both teams. Midfielders look very, very jaded and tired. Midfield gets bypassed now. Now it's the age of the winger to come into play.
Aloisio goes off. Remember, he wasn't yellow card, he missed the penalty, and Han Peng, who we had speculated earlier would be the man, mercurial Han Peng, the former Chinese international. Wagner Love! And again, crowded out just in time. Suri Suka did enough. Well, it hasn't even given not even a corner. I thought it was a deflection off Suka.
Just using all of it, all his experience, just peeled off to the back post. You can really make a good living on the back post. It's a difficult one for him because he was always off balance and falling backwards. Didn't get a good connection. Again, attack from Buriram just fizzling out when it mattered most.
Plenty of expectation on this man, taking over from Vladimir Antic, who has not just taking a bit of time to settle in perhaps Kuka. I wonder what he makes of all of this. I think a point here for Buriram would be a good one. Keep this intensity up for the full 90 minutes. It's been hard work for them. Shandong Luneng meeting Thai opponents in the Champions League for the first time since their debut campaign in 2005 when they beat the EC Terrace Sasana 1-0 at home, and then they won 4-0 in Bangkok during the group stages. Wei, wonderful for him. It's his third different club in the Champions League. Played for Shanghai Shenhua in the inaugural tournament in 2003, and then Hangzhou Greentown in 2011.
I think very solid, isn't he, Du Wei? Hasn't put a foot wrong yet. Good communication. Marshalled his back line very, very well. Good size as well. It's a big lump. It's a technical term for it.
We'll talk about the pedigree of Wagner Love, and former Brazil international, playing in the Champions League as well in Europe. Of course, he's also won the UEFA Cup back in 2005 with CSKA Moscow. His debut today in the AFC Champions League.
I'm impressed with his attitude. attitude. It's a very, very different brand of football than what he's used to. Well within his rights to cut a rather frustrated figure at times, but he hasn't. Suddenly, you know, a foreign import comes in, that type of pedigree and reputation. How nice and refreshing it is to see, really urging his young teammates on, really leading by example.
Well, they've lost their captain and the stalwart at the back, Buriram Osman Baba.
He was terrific last season, yeah, terrific last season.
He's gone to FC Seoul, the finalists in last year's Champions League final. Oh dear. Poor cross.
I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Bobble
that
again?
hit a bobble, yeah. That's what you do when you shank the ball like that. You look at the ground, and you stamp on it. Used to get in trouble from my old youth team coach. Don't look at the ground, he used to say.
It's convenient, isn't it? Montillo as well felt that. He immediately looked back to the spot, and to be fair,
that's one of the first things you learn as a kid. If you shank it, look at the ground.
Both captains have been sacrificed. To Wang Yongpo now for Shandong is off. He's replaced by another forward, Liu Bin. I think there's no doubt that both coaches feel this match is for the taking.
Oh, it's terrific. Two very, very attack-minded lineups in front of us now. I think difficult to call, isn't it? Difficult to call on who you think is more deserving of the win. Both sides have had their opportunities, more so than the penalty for Shandong. Didn't even hit the target. Of course, that was a pitch problem as well.
Of course it was. Well, if we're from a neutral point of view, you'd probably feel that that was the correct or fair result, because that was a very controversial penalty. Certainly less clear than the first half one that wasn't given.
I could have understood the first one, the one in the first half being given. I really can. I've seen them given on many occasions all around the world. The one in the second half, not so much. I still find it, still not sure on who they called the foul on. Initially, I thought it was Surrey. It must have been.
Talking of some of the quality players that we have here, of course, you've mentioned Jay Simpson, who signed as a free agent after being released by Hull City, and David Rochella has come across from Deportivo La Coruña. That is definitely a booking. He's only just come on. That's the kind of thing you can do. That's why I call him mercurial.
Well, he's got involved straight away, isn't he?
Wonderfully gifted player, but gets himself in trouble a lot.
Well, there's a fine line between being called a troublemaker and just passionate. Believe me. Don't look at me like that, Shez.
Well, I think the fans will be just a little frustrated, John, after a sequence of events in the second half. Penalty, some good opportunities at home as well.
Well, the fans and us both, you know. I'm waiting for one of the sides to really get a grip of the game. There's so much quality, especially going forward from both teams. We've seen some really attacking and exciting movements from both sides. For one side in the... I'm very biased as a former midfielder. I always think that most games are won and lost in the middle of the park, and I'm still waiting for midfield from either side to really get to grips with the game and stamp their authority and take control of it. Possession for long periods. It's not happened as yet.
The first Thai club in a decade to advance to the knockout stages of the AFC Champions League. They ran to the quarterfinals last season. They qualified for the group stages. beat Brisbane Roar in the playoffs. They finished second in their group behind FC Seoul, who got to the finals. They stunned Uzbek giants Bunyodkor in the round of 16, but they were eliminated by Iranian champions Istiklal in the last 8 last year.
I remember, I covered that game. They got knocked out against Istiklal.
Jay Simpson then goes off. Girawat comes on.
I'm a little bit surprised, Jay Simpson going on. I can only think that he's just tied up a little bit. He has worked very, very hard. Not got a lot of games under his belt recently. Thrown in straight away. This is his first game as well. It's a competitive match for Buriram. Didn't play in the last domestic outing.
There's Carmelo. Trying to slip that through.
Jay Simpson, 25 years old, already said that he's had stints at Millwall, QPR and Hull City, also played for West Brom as well. Really been around the houses.
He's a young man still,
25 years old. That's what's important as well, sorry Shez, when you talk about foreign imports coming into Asia and playing, coming in at the right age as well. When you look at David Rochella, who you mentioned, 24
opening goal then comes through. Sorry, John, but it's the deadlock has been broken at last.
You couldn't see it lasting 0-0, could you? You really couldn't. Two attacking sides, both coaches going for the jugular, going for the win. Oh my goodness.
Silrak looks thoroughly disappointed with his defenders, ghosting right between the two of them.
Yu Bin, the substitute, showed great pace, composure and strength to hold off the challenge. That touch there, that first touch, just to cut across Suri, I think it was. That was the all-important touch, not the finish, but the first touch to take him away. As soon as he cut across Suri couldn't touch him in the box. Yu Bin, number 21. Substitute coming on, fresh legs, what a difference it's made.
1-0 Shandong, not too much time left in this game as well. They'll be gutted here, Buriram. A point, as we said, away from home would have been good for them. They've had 7 matches in a row without a win on the road, Buriram United, so they haven't been good on their travels. A point would have been decent enough for them. Their only win was a very impressive one at Guangzhou Evergrande in 2012.
Wow. Really got to open up now, Buriram. No point sitting back.
They're going to push forward the only way they know how, of course, the Thai team. Here they are, onside.
Oh, and it's a decent opening again from Buriram. Robbing Montia and his defending third. They just swarmed him. You see the celebrations, and look what it meant to Wagner Love, the UEFA Cup winner.
But that must be great as well, to have someone of Wagner Love's history, his record, and come up to you and celebrate so raucously with you. It just makes you feel fantastic, doesn't it?
Makes you feel like a real player, yeah. So he should. It was a very, very good goal. Against the run of play somewhat, but just coming on, I mean, it was pretty much his first real inclusion in the proceedings. Buriram really have to put the foot on the gas now. You just feel, don't you, with the openings that Buriram have created, they've just no cutting edge. That's a little bit of quality, haven't they? Disappointing. Still time now.
Still a little bit of time left, and disappointed, as you said, Buriram, for not taking advantage of their opportunities earlier. Kuka has been told to behave himself a little. He'll get used to that in this part of the world. And now you can hear those fans screaming away in delight.
Such a cracking atmosphere now.
This is where they feel they belong. Shandong Luneng, one of China's biggest sides. They've been eclipsed in recent years. They're finally showing their worth.
Again, it's one of those hopeful balls in. No real purpose on it.
Frustration perhaps just boiling over as Jin gets a tackle. Final few moments here. Can Buriram get something out of this game? The Thai fans who've made the trip, and they are struggling in these conditions, so imagine what the players are feeling.
A few natty pieces of headgear there. God bless them for making the trip.
Turton looks frustrated there. He's been one of the more impressive players today. Because they're not happy about something, even though his side are 1-0 up. Not too long to go.
Sarawak looked absolutely devastated, didn't he, there? Couldn't do anything about the goal, really. He came out quick enough, spread himself. Ball got slipped very tidily under him. It's just his defender switching off. Happy little rest period for them now. Slow the game down, slow the momentum. Somebody's been yellow carded.
The man is stretching off Jing Tao. Insult to injury. They want to get on with it, Buriram.
Just twisted his ankle. That looked very nasty. Landed awkwardly.
Just trying to figure out why he got the yellow card.
Looking at the way Jing Dao went down. His body twisted rather naturally. I'd be surprised if he actually does come back on.
It is at the top of your screen. They're trying to sort that out now.
He's hobbling back on.
Into the final minute here. There's some added time. Cross here.
Again is running out of ideas in the final third. Interesting when reading about the build-up of this game. The clear favourites were Buriram by quite a big margin. All the comments on the internet I was reading really didn't see a positive result in this for Shandong. It's good to show. We love the game. Football so much, it really isn't an exact science. You just don't know. It's not always fair.
4 minutes left to turn this around for Buriram. And John, overall, would you say 1-0 fair reflection in this game, or do you think a draw would have been a bit more?
If I'm honest, I think probably a draw. But I have to say, when Shandong have really gone forward with any kind of purpose, they've looked a little bit sharper in the final third than Buriram. Buriram just a bit bereft of ideas, played too much of their football in front of Shandong without getting in behind them.
That's fallen through! Is it 1-1? The flag has stayed down, and in injury time, they've got the equaliser, and John Wilkinson was just saying that would be the fairest result today.
think they've just about deserved that. And that's what happens sometimes when you just put the ball in the box, have a gamble. Should have been cleared, I have to say. Shandong defence really at 6s and 7s.
Well, both substitutes have scored now. Adisak Chryson with the goal here for his side.
Really, there's a whole sea of navy blue shirts not being picked up. 3 orange shirts just marking zonally, and that's the problem for me. When you don't mark man-to-man and you're marking zonal space, you can get picked off. It's a decent delivery. 2 very, very tidy touches.
Well, there you go. 1-1 with just a couple of minutes to go. I did say there were goals in this game.
I couldn't see it ending 0-0. I really couldn't. Not with these 2 teams. Hasn't been pretty though, has it? But there have been a lot of talking points.
Well, we did say that they have got a poor record away from home, Buriram. So this will give them a bit of a boost. They will, of course, make their home stadium, Thunder Castle, their fortress. But precious points like this just add on to that bonus points, aren't they, really? If you can win your home games and nick a couple of draws, you're in with a real chance, aren't you?
Yeah, you've got to build your challenge on your home games, especially in this competition. I expect Buriram too. I really expect them to make Thunder Castle a bit of a fortress, despite the strength of this group that they're in. And, you know, look at the other groups. They're strong as well, of course. It's all champions, all teams with great pedigrees. Floods and floods of quality players. It's going to be an exciting few months leading up to the final of this competition, as it always is.
Yes, they've announced some interesting moves, the AFC, to change things up. The finals will be now contested between a representative from the East and a representative from the West. Before, there was no such streaming of the teams, so that's a new change, perhaps trying to balance things up, because it has been dominated by teams from the East, as evidenced by the last final, where it was Guangzhou versus FC Seoul.
Here's a free kick. Let's watch the free kick first.
Well, that's got to be frustrating, John. You know, a vital free kick, it hits the wall in the final seconds of the game.
That's criminal, really. You know, you had a great opportunity. We saw the Frank Lampard Chelsea goal recently with John Terry scored. That's a great opportunity to really whip the ball in. Last kick of the game, but 1-1, I think, fair result.
So it started off slowly. It was a slow burn, this one, wasn't it? And then as the teams progressed, they started getting into the game. It was quite intense in the last 15 minutes of half-time. And it was goalless at half-time. And then right towards the end of this game, goals from the substitutes Liu Bin and then Adisak Chryson in injury time mean the final score at the Jinan Olympic Sports Centre, it's Shandong Luneng 1, Buriram United 1. I'm Shazad Haq, and on behalf of John Wilkinson, it's goodbye.